The snack sitting in your pantry right now, the one you reach for thinking you're protecting your heart, could be the very thing that triggers a catastrophic stroke while you sleep tonight. I'm not talking about potato chips. I'm not talking about cookies. I am talking about nuts. Yes, the so-called healthy nuts that doctors have praised for years. Today we are going to show you how a handful of almonds could be silently turning your arteries into rock, how roasted cashews could be making your blood pressure medication useless, and how your favorite peanut butter might be a secret source of vessel-damaging inflammation. This isn't fear-mongering. This is a medical reality far too many seniors discover only after it's too late. To help us navigate this shocking truth, we have Dr. Shigaki Hinohara with us. Doctor, how can something we believe is so healthy be so dangerous?
Thank you, Ben. It is important that we begin with understanding, not fear. The nut, in its most natural state, is a good food. The problem is not the nut itself. The problem is what is done to it after it leaves the tree, the roasting, the heavy salt, the processing. And the other problem is our portion size. We have forgotten that for an older body, even a good thing, when consumed in a large amount, can become a burden that the body cannot handle.
A burden instead of a benefit. And to help everyone understand exactly where the danger lies, we've organized this video around 4 dangerous traps hidden in these popular nuts. We will expose each trap, tell you the story of someone who fell into it, and explain the science behind the risk. And then, at the end of the video, Dr. Hinohara will give you his complete, safe snacking protocol for seniors, so you'll know exactly what to eat and how to eat it without fear. If you are ready to uncover the truth hidden in your pantry and learn how to truly protect your brain health, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, and the information you learned today could literally save your life. Okay, doctor, let's expose the first trap. It's hidden inside what is probably the most popular health nut in America. A nut that people eat by the handful, thinking they are doing something wonderful for their heart. Let's talk about almonds.
Yes, almonds. They are praised everywhere for their vitamin E, their fiber, and their healthy fats. It is very easy to believe that if a few are good for you, then many must be better. This is a dangerous assumption.
It's a very dangerous assumption because of our first trap, the oxalate risk. I'll explain this in simple terms. Almonds are one of the food's highest in natural compounds called oxalates. When you eat too many almonds, especially every day, these oxalate compounds can bind with calcium in your bloodstream. When they bind together, they form tiny, sharp, crystal-like structures. These microscopic crystals can then get deposited in your soft tissues, including the delicate walls of your blood vessels. This process can contribute to something called vascular calcification, which literally means your arteries become less flexible and stiffer, more like old, brittle pipes. Stiff arteries are a major cause of high blood pressure and create an environment where blood clots can form more easily, potentially leading to a stroke.
This is exactly what we discovered with Mr. Gerald Thompson, the 77-year-old retired firefighter I told you about. He was a strong, disciplined man his whole life. Every single night, as a healthy dessert, he would eat a large bowl of raw almonds while reading his newspaper. He had no history of high cholesterol from his diet. He didn't have diabetes, and he never smoked. Yet, he suffered a major ischemic stroke in his sleep. His doctors were initially confused, but when we looked at his blood work, his oxalate levels were extremely high. His nightly healthy habit, which he practiced for years, had contributed to making his arteries stiff and vulnerable. He thought he was protecting his heart, but he was unknowingly harming the very blood vessels that supply his brain.
It's a heartbreaking story because he was trying so hard to do the right thing. It's a powerful reminder that our bodies are a delicate balance, and we have to be wise stewards of that balance. More of a good thing is not always better. Now, doctor, what is the second trap?
The second trap is more obvious, but people ignore it every day. It is not a compound hidden inside the nut itself. It is something that is added to the nuts during processing, which makes it even more deceptive.
And that is trap number 2, the added sodium risk. This applies to most of the roasted cashews and pistachios that you find in large bags at the grocery store. People grab them for a savory, crunchy snack, but they don't realize that a single small handful of lightly salted cashews can have over 180 milligrams of sodium. If you sit and eat 2 or 3 handfuls while watching television in the evening, you've just consumed a huge dose of sodium right before bed. This causes your body to hold on to water overnight, which increases the volume of your blood and can cause your blood pressure to spike to dangerous levels while you sleep, which is when your brain is most vulnerable.
I think of Mrs. Linda Carver, an 80-year-old retired librarian. She was meticulous about her health. She took her blood pressure medication on time every day. She went for her walks, and she avoided sweets completely. But her one comfort snack each evening was a small bowl of roasted salted cashews. She came to the hospital one morning after a terrible night. She woke up feeling extremely dizzy, her heart was pounding, and she nearly collapsed. Her blood pressure was sky high. Thankfully, she had not had a stroke, but it was a terrifying warning call. We discovered that her small bowl of cashews contained enough sodium to completely counteract the good work her medication was doing. Her healthy habit was canceling out her medicine every night. She had no idea.
And that is the key lesson. The problem wasn't the cashew itself, it was the salt that was added to it. This just highlights the absolute importance of turning the bag over and reading the nutrition label, not just believing the claims on the front. Doctor, after hearing you detail these 4 dangerous traps hidden in almonds, cashews, macadamias, and peanut butter, I think many people watching might be afraid to eat any nuts at all. But you've told me before that it's not about fear, it's about wisdom. So what is your guide for people over 60 to snack on nuts safely?
That is the correct question, Ben. The goal is never to eliminate, but to be intelligent. Over the years, I have developed 5 simple rules for my patients. If you follow these rules, you can enjoy the many benefits of nuts without falling into the traps we have discussed. I call it my safe snacking protocol.
A safe snacking protocol. That sounds fantastic. What is the first rule?
The first rule is to choose the right nuts. While many nuts have benefits, some are particularly good for an aging brain and cardiovascular system. I have a particular respect for walnuts. They are one of the only nuts that are an excellent source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. These specific fats are critical for reducing inflammation, not just in the joints, but inside the brain and the blood vessels themselves.
And the science on that is incredibly strong, doctor. The type of omega-3 found in walnuts, called ALA, has been linked in numerous large-scale studies, including some published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, to better cognitive function and a lower risk of heart disease.
That is correct. My second rule is perhaps the most important of all. It is the raw and unsalted rule. You must choose nuts in their most natural, untouched state. When nuts are commercially roasted at very high temperatures, their delicate, healthy oils can be damaged. And as we discussed with cashews and pistachios, the added salt is a direct and serious risk for anyone with blood pressure concerns. Buying nuts that are simply raw and have no salt added means that you are in complete control.
That makes perfect sense. You control the ingredients. Now, what is the third rule in your protocol?
Rule number 3 is to respect the portion. A common mistake is to sit with a large bag or bowl and eat without thinking. Nuts are a very nutrient-dense and calorie-dense food. A proper serving size is not a large bowl. It is a small, closed handful. This amount, about 1 ounce, should be your total amount for the entire day. You must think of nuts as a small, powerful supplement to your diet, not as a main food like a potato or a bowl of rice.
And for our viewers, that 1 ounce handful of almonds or walnuts is the standard serving size used in most major nutritional studies that show health benefits. So sticking to that amount is key. What is rule number 4?
Rule number 4 is about timing. Because nuts are so dense in fat and calories, it is best to eat them earlier in the day. Perhaps a small handful with your breakfast or as a mid-afternoon snack when you need energy. This gives your body many active hours to digest them properly and use that energy. Eating a large amount of dense fat right before you go to sleep can be a heavy burden on an older digestive system and is not ideal for stable blood sugar through the night.
So, snack earlier in the day. That's a great simple rule. And what is your final rule, doctor?
The final rule is to remember that there are healthy alternatives. If you want a savory, crunchy snack in the evening, you do not need to reach for salted nuts. You can roast your own chickpeas with spices like paprika and garlic powder. A small handful of pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds are also wonderful choices, as they are very rich in magnesium, which helps relax blood vessels. The goal is to have variety and to listen to what your body truly needs, which is nourishment, not just a habit.
That's a fantastic and comprehensive guide, doctor. It really provides a safe and practical way to enjoy these foods. It shows that with a little wisdom and care, stewardship for the health we have been blessed with, we can enjoy these gifts of nature without falling into the hidden traps. Doctor, your safe snacking protocol makes things so wonderfully clear. The big lesson today isn't that nuts are bad for you. The lesson is that for anyone over 60, the details are what matter most. The form you eat them in, the portion size, and the frequency. By avoiding the 4 traps you outlined, you are taking a direct step to lower your risk of a stroke. This mindful approach to snacking is a powerful strategy for protecting your long-term brain health. It shows that you don't have to give up the foods you enjoy. You just need to be smarter and more aware to prevent a stroke. This awareness is the foundation of good brain health as we age. Every choice, even a small snack, is an investment in your future brain health.
I want to leave you with this final thought. Wisdom is not about adding complexity to your life. It is about finding a powerful simplicity. The wisdom to turn over a bag and read the label. The wisdom to choose one small handful instead of a large bowl. The wisdom to understand that your body today is different than it was 20 years ago, and it needs more gentle and thoughtful care. This is not a sign of weakness. To care for yourself in this way is the highest form of strength and self-respect. When you care for your body with this level of attention, you are truly honoring the gift of your life.
That is the perfect message to end with, Doctor. Honoring our lives with wise choices. It is a wonderful way to show gratitude for the health we have. And the wisest choice of all is to partner with your own doctor or a registered dietitian. Please remember, our conversation today is for educational purposes to help you understand these risks and solutions. It is not a substitute for personal medical advice from your own healthcare provider, who knows your specific health needs and medications. If you found this guide helpful and eye-opening, please give this video a like, as it helps other people find our channel. And be sure to share it with a friend or family member who loves to snack on nuts. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, what is one change you will make to your snacking habits after learning this? Sharing your plan in the comments below can be a great way to make a commitment to your health. Thank you for being with us. Be wise and be well.